Hi everyone, it's Tracy from Craft Easy, and I'm going to have a little tutorial for you today to show you how to colour the water or a glass that's see-through. The image I'm using today is Izzy's Bumblebee by Little Darling's Rubber Stamps, and she's a darling. And we're going to be using, I'm going to be using the end group of Copic markers to begin with. When we're colouring, same as when we're colouring white images, really you're going to be colouring the shadow, basically just the shadow areas, but because we're colouring water here as well today, we need to make it look like it's got a tinge of blue to it, and perhaps we're going to put a little bit of reflection here on the glass from the green. So I've coloured the top half here, as you can see already, and I've used YG67, YG63 and G20. And what we're going to do is colour a tone lighter to make it look like it's actually in the water, so we get a different appearance. So I'm going to start with my marker N3, and we're looking for colouring the shadow areas of the vase. What I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to draw a line where I think the water level is going to be, just to give it a bit different appearance. So I'm starting with N3, and I'm going to draw my line, I think about here. Actually, we're going to blend it out, so don't worry how that's looking at the moment. So I'm going to start here at the top. We're going to just do a little bit under there, because you're going to have shadowing around the sides of this. Doesn't matter about how it's looking, because we're going to blend it afterwards. And going down this side. It's quite handy as well if you've got an image you can put up on your computer or print and have next to you to refer to, where the shading is going to be. I'm going to get my N1, I'm just going to blend that out and blend out my line as well here. Don't worry about the stems, I'm going to colour them afterwards. Now I wish I had the N0, so I'm going to use my colourless blender. I'm going to pick up from the tip, if you can see here, I'm going to pick up a bit of the colour and just blend that out again. It's doing the job of the N0 if I had it. Don't worry too much if you take a bit more colour away you need. We can always go back in and add more. Okay. Now what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to map out, I've lost my lid, I'm going to map out the blue. No, I'm not. I'm going to give it a little bit of reflection first. I'm using the G20 now, and all I'm going to do is map out where I think there will be some reflection from the stems coming down here in the middle. So I'm going to give it a little bit of green either side. The artist has drawn a light, where the highlight's going to be. I'm going to go over that. A bit green there. Right, I'm going to draw my stem. So where we did up here, we did YG67. I'm going to start with the YG63, and because we've separated it here, this part of the stem here is going to be darker than the bottom part here, because this is going to be under the water, yet this bit's still got to be a tone lighter than the top bit, because it's actually under the glass and we can see through the glass. So I'm going to just give it a little bit, only a very tiny area, and blend that out with the G20. Now our G20 I'm going to use just to calm down. I'm going to some help from my colourless blender as well. The bottom of the stems is going to be thicker, darker, and I'm going to give a little bit down here on the edge. If you imagine our light source here, it needs to be darker on each side of the stem, and where the stem meets here in the middle it's going to be darker because you're going to get a shadow. And I'm going to use the colourless, not colourless blender, the G20, just to blend that out. Okay, I'm just going to take a tad bit out of that again. What we want to end up with there is different gradients of the green, which is starting to. Okay, I'm going to use my N5 and go back in now and just darken some of these areas that I'm going to have a shadow in, where I originally went over with the N3. Darken that line. And on the other side. Okay, a bit darker that side there. So I'll blend that out now, the N3. And the good thing with the Copic markers is you can always go back in and add more colour. So that's the basis, but now I'm going to start adding a bit of blue because we've got water in our jar, so it's not completely see-through. So I'm going to use the blue, this is B000. And just start blending that out. But we're going to keep the blue to below the line that I drew, because above the line is going to end up being a see-through jar glass. So below the line we want to show a little bit of blue in here where our water is. And we've got a little bit of green in there for reflection. Don't worry that I've gone over the highlighted area because we can use our colourless blender to help bring that back. And I'm going to use B0000, and I'm just going to, again, just blend that out a little bit more. So you can really see now that our vase, do you see that now? Should have 3 different types of gradient of the green going down. We've got very dark where the stem's outside of the glass, slightly darker here just inside the vase, and as it's inside the vase it's again another tone lighter. So I'm just going to colour the leaf because I've forgotten to colour the leaf, so I'm going to use the YG63. Just come in and colour the leaf. I'm going to blend that out with some G20. Now, to finish off our vase here at the top, I'm going to go in again. All I'm doing now is just colouring the shadow areas of the vase, and this is N5 that I'm currently using. And underneath the rim it's going to be dark. The corners here coming out of the jar, they are right in the corner. To turn your paper if you need to. bit of shadow there. I'm not looking what I'm doing. So I'm going to blend that out with N3. And N1. Like I said, if you've got something you can refer to on a picture that can help you. And I am going to use the colourless blender again, tip to tip, and just take a little bit of the N1 just to blend that out. And if you make your stems too dark, you can always go back in with your colourless blender and take some colour away. Magic pen this is. Okay, I'm just going to use my, you can see there I've gone over the line there, that's easily fixable. Colourless blender again. Push that colour back in. But I'm just going to go in and darken up these shadow areas again. And sorry, I've created a shadow there so you can't see what I'm doing. Just going to blend that back out again. Just going to use the N1 now just to blend that back out again. Okay. Well, that's a quick step in the vase. I'm just going to go in and use the colourless blender here, and just to take out, just make that a bit whiter where the reflection highlight should be. You could of course use a white pen to add the highlight in there if you wanted to, but I just want a tinge of the green as a reflection in the glass. Okay, just play with it till you're happy. I'm going to add a tad bit more green at the top and then blend that back out again. And at the bottom. Blend out with the G20. Okay, and that's a glass of flowers, vase of flowers. And here's one I did earlier. Let's finish colouring up. You can see it's his bumblebee there. Finished. Thank you for watching.